Welcome back to The Last of Us Laundromat scene. What I've done since the last time is just put some temporary door handles on here, which may or may not stay, and thinned out these beams a little bit. And I also made a little table, sorry about this, a little table in here, which may or may not stay like that. So nothing special. Okay, but what you will notice is there's an image in the background. So I went ahead and I modeled these off of this, all right, and they're somewhat similar. And I think I'm going to go ahead with what I've got here. So I've also modeled a little riser, and so I brought those in. I'm going to model against that. I'll put that on the Zero Bio Discord in the reference channel, and I'll link you to that. The problem is that the links seem to be expiring. I know if you send a friend or an invite or something, I think that expires, but I didn't think that other links would expire. But anyhow, if that ever happens, and you come by here sometime in the future, I think you can go to the Discord and register and just go to the reference channel and find there's all kinds of references. But if you want it, let me know, and if it's not 10 years down the road, I'll send you another link to it. But at any rate, it's pretty simple, so I'm going to model that, and we're going to get going. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if I can just bring my 3D cursor to there for now. All right, there may be a couple other things I did, but like I had a ceiling, and in fact, I'm going to, just for now, I'm going to get rid of those because they're just going to get in the way. All right, so I'm going to do this here. I'm going to bring in a cube and start modeling this. All right, let's do this. Three. Let's see if I just scale it like that, if that's what I want. I don't think it is. So, let's see. That's kind of odd. Well, I'll build it to this and I'll scale it down just a little bit to fit. All right, so for now it's going to be like that. Yeah, okay, we can do that. Keep clicking the wrong way. All right, so let's grab this. Actually, let's grab the whole thing. We'll just scale a bit smaller. Bring it down to there. I'm going to grab this stuff and bring it up. Okay. That's close enough. Okay, so I'm going to drag, and I'll do it this way. I'll drag an edge loop to there and to there, and do it that way. Set that up, and I'm going to drag an edge loop down here to there, and I'm going to Shift Alt and click there, and I'm going to press E and Alt S and just pull it in a little bit, just like that. Is that enough to make a difference? A little bit of a difference. Okay, and we're going to get rid of those faces there. And it looks like I'm left with those. Okay, fine. Get rid of that as well. And is there face underneath? No, maybe I got rid of it. Okay. 3 is what I'm looking for. Okay, so this stuff here, Shift Alt and click there, E and Alt S and push to do that. And I think we're going to be beveling this pretty much by ourselves on our own. Is that all the cuts I want to make? That thing I'm going to lay on there. Yeah, so I can go ahead and bevel this. Shift Alt and click the edges. In fact, let's do this. Sorry. Let's just focus on those things. All right, and let's even move this back. All right, now we're ready to go. Shift Alt and click. Okay, I don't really need to look at the diagram. I'm just going to give this a little bit of a bevel like that. And I'll do the same on this. And I'll do the same on the top. And on this. So I'm beveling with 3 segments. I don't need to do that one on the bottom. So I have that. Okay, let's go in and let's look. Okay, I'll do this piece here. What I want to do for that is I just want to select an edge and any one of these front edges and duplicate it out, to break it out, and pull it up. I'll pull it up to there and scale it a bit. All right, let's try this. I'm going to, did I do this? Okay. Okay, in edit mode. Extrude up to where? Because I give it some thickness to about there. And then I'm going to extrude out. It's a very simple piece. I'll do that. Maybe I'll come out a little bit more. Okay, and let's try E and Alt-H, Alt-S, sorry. And we'll do that. It'll come out a bit weird. Okay, so let's try instead. Let's try Solidify and see if that will give us what we want. With even thickness. And I think that's going to be the one we're going to use. Let's see. Okay, I can go with that. I'm going to apply that. Did I apply it? No. There. And I may decide that I want to bring this down a little bit more to accentuate it. Okay, so I got this piece. Let's recalculate. Okay, so we're going to bevel this. Shift Alt and click that edge and Control B and pull for 3. And now I'm going to select the outer sort of vertical edges there. And I guess these ones are horizontal, I guess. That, and we're going to bevel that with 3. It's very straightforward, simple modeling. There's nothing that I'm doing in any of the parts of these videos that is really special. If anyone comes here and thinks they're going to get some, Blender tips or something, it's just, this is building up a scene, and that's what we're doing, and that's what the channel is pretty much focusing on for now. I'm going to push that in to there. You know what? Let's actually push it so it pretty much makes contact. Okay, don't worry about the shading at this point. And I got some little bolts on there. I mean, obviously you could do those in texture, but we'll do it here. And so I'll just bring my 3D cursor there, and we'll make something with 16 vertices. Rotate Y. And the bigger the better, really, for something so small like this. Extrude it back, delete that back face, select there, Control B and pull, and give a nice big bolt there. And now we'll take that and array that in the Y. Not really looking at the diagram. For this, you can do, whatever you want. Just have, all right, I have that many bolts, 6, I guess. Just kind of straighten it out. And that's fine. I'm going to apply that array, and I'm going to join it to that. And sometimes I'll come in here, merge by distance, just in case. I'm not going to worry about shading right now. All right, so we got that piece. Cool. All right, so let's go on, and my 3D cursor's right there. Let's bring in another circle, but I'm going to make this one 22. And bring it up here. rotate it, and get this thing going. Okay, something like that. All right, so for this I will, let's do this. Let's extrude up a little ways. Extrude in. Extrude back, maybe like halfway or something like that. Something like that. And then we'll extrude in. And, okay, I'll go back to this, maybe a little bit less. And then extrude down like that. We get that kind of thing. Okay, take it and I'll recalculate outside in case it is flipped, and it was. And now I'm going to bevel here. I'll do those ones. Probably put a subdivision on this, bevel it with 3. And we'll do this one. And I'll probably come in here and do this as well. And, you know, at least one subdivision on there. And how's that compared to? Okay. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so now I want to do the piece that's out there on the side. And I'm going to, what am I going to do? I think I'm probably going to take a circle, Shift D. I'm just going to take it and grab it over there for the moment. Pull it over there. And I'm going to take the subdivision off that. I'll go back here. Why did I do that? Yeah, that is what I want. Why did that happen? I want that, that, and that, and that. Okie doke. So what I want is the curved part of it. So I'm actually going to take it back to where it was, and I'm going to delete these points here. So I got those. I'm going to get rid of this one as well. So I got that. Yeah, okay. I'm going to take that and I'm going to extrude it out like this, and I'm going to scale Y0 to straighten it and bring it to about there, so it's not quite as big. Okay, so I'm just going to scale it up, and we'll have that. All right, let's work with it. Let's extrude back a ways. I'm going to delete that back face and take the whole thing and push it in. And I'm going to take this part here and just line it up a little bit more, just so it doesn't go over the edge. You know, do something like that. And I will bevel there and here with 3. And I'm going to see, do I have faces here on the inside? I believe I do, so I want to get rid of these faces here. We're not going to need those. And then I will bevel the top and the bottom. I may have to click a few times to get everything. A lot of traffic going by the window right now, outside. Okay, Control B. No, I didn't get it all. So I'm going to Shift H to focus. Oh, I don't have a back, that's why. Silly. Okay. Okay, let's bevel that. Shade smooth. Shading we deal with later. Alt H to bring that back. Okay, maybe I have to extend this back. Okay. All right, good. So then we have some connections here. You can't really see them, so I'll just go ahead and do this for you. I'm going to, there's a number of ways you can do it. I can do it quick this way. I could select that edge, pull it out, pull it over a little bit, P to break it out, and I could take this if I can select it, and I could convert that to a curve, and then we use the curve to, instead of bringing in a cylinder, and just increase the diameter of that. And I could do it that way. And just pull it in to make the connection. I'm going to pull it back in here actually. And maybe scale it a bit more. You know, so we'll have that piece there. Anyways, that can work. So now I'll just put that as a resolution of 3, and I will convert that to a mesh. And I have to close that off. So a couple extra steps doing it this way. Okay, so I got that one, and this one, and Control B. Okay, so fine, and I want a circle thing. All right, so here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to select that, Shift D, and scale it up. P to break it out. Let's look from the top at that thing. I'll go into wireframe. And okay, so now what I need to do is I'm going to get rid of those, and I'm going to take these and I'm going to extrude them back. And let's see how far. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude them up like that. F to make a face. I'm going to make a face there. I just have to make a face for the whole thing. Pull it down. So it's going to be kind of like that. And I'll take all of these ones and pull them in a little bit more. So we're going to make a connection like that. All right. And let's recalculate outside, and let's try solidify and see if that'll work for us with equal, and decrease that and just get a thickness. I mean, I know you'll barely see it, but you know, let's use that. Let's apply that and then come in here and bevel this, whether or not you really feel that's necessary. I'll do these ones that are sort of out on their own, and then go all the way around on the front and the back. And again, it'll take a few selections to do that. I'm holding Shift and Alt and clicking. All right, that, Control B, and I can shade smooth that. And just pull it to wherever you want. I'm not really looking at the reference for this. Yeah, okay, kind of there. So I'm just going to Shift D to duplicate it. Whoops. Pull it down and rotate X 180 and pull that on, something like that. So we've got that. So we can take this and those and this, and we'll join those together. And this, of course, will need a piece of glass in it. So for the moment, I'll just select that and Shift D to duplicate. Let's pull it out, make sure I got it. P to break it out. I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to F to make a face. Pull that in and scale a bit. And I'm not sure the exact position, if it's going to go in front of that or behind it. But because I don't want to see through it. You know, I think it's going to go in front, and in which case you wouldn't even see it. So I'm just going to leave it there for now, though. We've got that. In fact, I'm going to join that to there. So it ends up getting this subdivision in the end, actually. And let's carry on. I need a piece there. This one is just underneath the lip a little bit like that. So, you know, I always look for what I can use, and I can use... I want it to be sort of central. No, just use one, the middle one there. Shift D to duplicate, pull it out, scale it up. P to break it out. Okay, I'll use the reference a little bit. And so this seems to be central, and this doesn't. Let me just think. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to move it over. in. Okay. Take the whole thing. Bring it back down in there. And I could, I'm sure, get rid of that. Take the whole thing. I'll Shift H. Oh. Shift H there. We'll get rid of this. I might as well bevel this while we're here. So this one and this one. And this one. Alt H. So you got something like that. Yeah, okay, that'll do. Okay. Where are we at? Okay, so we're going to do this stuff here now. So let's go ahead and do that. And the way I'll do this, let's take this front panel here. Shift D and scale it down. I'm going to break it out. So I'm going to have this. Okay, press 1 for vertex selection so I can see my vertices. Maybe I'll make it a little bit bigger. It doesn't have to be perfect. Shift Control B, pull. There's 3. 3 should be enough, really. I always go for 5, don't I? It's so much, but I'll do this. I'll get rid of that face. Recalculate outside. I'll take this and I'll bevel it like that. Take the whole thing and push it on. Okay, 3. Let's go into wireframe. And then I'm going to Shift D to duplicate. I'm going to pull this over here. And I'm not just going to scale. I'm going to grab this and pull it in. And that way I won't lose my curvature. Good enough for that. I'll grab that stuff as well. Shift D to duplicate one more time. And I'll pull into here. And then I'll select that face. And in wireframe, I will press I to inset, pull in like that. And then I'm going to extrude back. And I can do that if I want. It doesn't really matter. Something like that. And what I will want to do is bevel this like that. It's probably just fine as it is. You could put bolts in those if you wanted to. That's basically what I got there. Okay, and then what have I got? Just a couple of, I've got a couple of knobs, a knob there and like a power light there, and that's this. That's okay. That's a slightly different knob. Okay, all right. So what we'll do is we'll come in here, Shift S, cursor selected. What I can really do is I could let me bring stuff back and save for the moment. I could just grab this knob here. I'll say, you know, but I'm just going to do a different one. Would have been pretty easy to do that. Anyways, I'll just come in here and I'll use 22, and we'll build off this. Build a new one. Okay. Let's get back to solid. Okay, and I'm going to E and S, come in a bit, and then come out. F to make a face. I'm actually going to inset a little bit and come out a bit, and then I'll bevel this back with 3. We'll take that. I know it's flipped right now. I was going to take that. I'll bevel that with 3. I'm probably going to need another edge in there, so I'll just slide it in, and I'll take the whole thing, pull it out, and then take this and just extrude back. And I think I'll make this as an actual knob, and so I'll put it on a little bit of a stock, and that'll help with the shadows if we ever see any, if we're that close to this thing. So it'll be like that, and I'm going to bevel these. And I'm going to finish off with beveling there and there. Okay, so it's a lot of edges, but I mean, it'll help with the smoothing in the end. Push that on, shade smooth. So we'll have a knob like that, sticking up a bit. And just like I did the power thing before, you can take that and bring it down, scale it. I'll break it out. It's easier to work on. And I have to make a face. I'll just bring that back a little bit more, give myself enough room. It may be still too big, but I'm just going to start this part off. I'll do that. Add a couple more segments. Chuck it in there. Sometimes I'll put a base on these things. And let's see where we're at. You know, something like that. Really, again, the larger the better if you ever want to see the thing. You know, I think it still gives the idea that, oh, it's some kind of power light. So we have that, but we're also going to need a different type. So I'm going to take this one and Shift D and slide it over here and pull it up to here roughly. I'll come in here, scale it. So I want a circular knob, but I'm going to bring my 3D cursor there, and I'm going to actually break that out so it's a separate thing. Okay, so my 3D cursor is there, and then I'm simply going to bring in a plane, scale it down like this, and let's get, here, we'll do it this way. Push it into about where I want it, and then I'm going to pull this down like that, and I'm going to scale it in the Y. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to scale that more like that, and I'll give this some thickness like this, just center it a bit better. And now that's the kind of knob I'm going for, and I'm going to take both of these and recalculate. Okay, so this one is going to be flipped as well. Recalculate. So I'm going to come over here and let's do a Shift H to focus just on this stuff. And I'm really not going to need this back. I'm just thinking I'll pull it in a little bit more. I'll get rid of that face. You'll never see back there. And I'll take these two edges here. We'll bevel them first. I just need 3. I don't know how did I go up to 5? I don't remember. Okay, I'm going to take those two things and join them. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Alt H. And you know what? I just think maybe this would look better on a stock. Maybe I'll feel better about it. So I'm going to E and S. I'm going to pull that in. Go back to there, and I'll bevel this. And I'll bevel under here as well. You'll never see the stock. It'll never matter. Okay, so we got that guy going. And hopefully that's thick enough to make a difference. And we also have a coin slot. Let's see. And you know what? Maybe I won't curve it yet or rotate it yet because I'm not sure. Because I'm going to do the coin slot, but I don't think I'm going to cut into the whole body of all of this. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the 3D cursor here. I want to make a hole, a coin slot in this. I don't really want to do it in this surface, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring my 3D cursor. I'm actually going to delete that, and I'm going to bring in a separate plane. And I may do it. No, sorry, delete that, and bring in a separate plane. I'll do it in this as a separate object as well. I'm going to rotate that. I'm in normal. And I did a similar thing when I did the washing machine. I'm just going to bring that in, and all right, it's flipped, and I got a bunch of stuff that's flipped. So we'll fix all that up in a bit. Okay, so for now, let's do that. And then we'll do all this stuff. And I'm going to make a cutting tool for the coin slot. I'm going to rotate Y90. Scale it in the X. And we'll give it a bit of thickness. Oh, is it saying still joined? Okay, I guess it wasn't a separate object. So P to break it out. And let's look in wireframe. All right, okay, so it's going to be something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and round this because I'm going to want it rounded, the edges a little bit. And I'll just do it with 3. All right, now I can take this and I can rotate it and get it into position. Something like that. We can try going into normal. If I actually select, like say down there, I should be able to do this. That's going to be good enough for me. I want to make a cut in there. Let's go back to global. And I want it to be big enough to see. Okay. In fact, I'm just going to, by eye, I'm going to change the position. I'm just going to put it there. Okay, so I'm going to select that plane now and do a Boolean on that with this. Okay, and it looks like I just got this because it's a plane, so I'm going to extrude that in, and I have a lot of room back there. So I'll put some black in there. I'm going to select all that stuff, and I'm going to bevel so we can at least see it. And I'm going to take this plane and I'm going to just join it to there. Okay, so we got that. So let's see who is flipped. Who is flipping out? There we go. So how is she looking so far? Okay, maybe now we can do that. Okay, again, some bolts might look cool for this. So this, of course, it's all going to be shade smooth, and maybe I've got the room, so I'm going to put in some edge loops here. That will help. We'll do a little bit more. Okay. I'm going to take this and I'm going to join that stuff. And I'm going to take these things and join those as well. And I'm going to take this stuff and join that. That shouldn't be a problem. And this is a subdivision. Be nice if it wasn't, but it is. But I'm actually going to apply that and join that as well. So, and then that piece, join it. I guess I got the glass in there if I choose to use it. And I'll add a weighted normal. And normal's auto smooth. But we'll actually this piece here, let's join that as well. And let's come in. And I'm not going to keep it like that, I don't think. Merge by distance? No. That's okay. All right. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm going to leave this for the next. We're going to do just this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide that for now. And where's my guy? I want to get a sense of the size of this if I need to scale it down. Yeah, you never even reach it. All right, so I take it back. I'm going to bring that back. And no, I'm not going to bring that back. I'm going to scale this down until it just about fits here. You get out of the way. right, so I'm going to go with about that. Am I? Now, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take you and I'm going to bring you close to your washing machine and see how you would be. I think that's okay, maybe even a little big. If you two were partners and the clothes went in there and then you had to throw them into there, and the coin slots and the knobs, and you know, this part's a little tricky for me, so I think I'll do that probably. So let's bring you back and see. Yeah, you pretty much fit on the riser as well, and if need be, I'd make you even a touch bigger. Okay, let's take this now and call this dryer. It's really going to be dryer 1. And let's set the origin to the geometry. And let's bring my 3D cursor there. Okay, close enough. And what I'm going to do is just bring in a couple more dryers. I will set the origin to the 3D cursor and the geometry to origin, and just sort of get these roughly in place as instances. And then I just want to see what it looks like with a couple of them in there. Probably 4 or 5 of these. I'll do 4. So that's what we're getting. Not very detailed or anything, but just as part of the whole theme of it all, in comparison to this. Okay. Obviously without the textures. And maybe I'd have another row of those and we'll be up, I don't know. But roughly from there anyhow. Yeah, so that's what we're going to go with for the time being. And in the next video, we'll do the next dryer and maybe another piece or so. And we'll be getting close to the end of the major modeling we need to do. All right, so I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks so much for coming by. And if you want the reference image, I'll leave a link to it. And we'll see you in the next video.